Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're carrying on with the Laios and Marcel skill trailer that has been uploaded, and we're going to be going over Laios' skills in particular, and I am very excited for this. I just have a feeling that he may be useful for some content. Let's go ahead and get into it.
皆さんも日常的に魔物を食べているんですか?
I guess no one else can match your passion for eating monsters? Laios is a monster expert who knows all their traits and behaviors. He's led the team through countless challenges.
Okay, so we have the specialization in AFK stages and Supreme Arena. Kind of predicted, probably not a Dream Realm boss content hero. He has synergy with Marcel, twins as well for probably haste buff, energy recovery. I mean, everyone synergized with the twins, but also interesting, Frester and Brutus more tanks.
Being the party leader, Laios certainly has some standout qualities. His ultimate allows him to summon a living armor. It moves slowly, but has infinite health and high energy. Laios' companion Kensuke controls the living armor's movements and attacks. The living armor loses energy every second while it exists. At 0 energy, it will crumble on the spot and begin recovering energy. Once its energy is full again, it returns to combat.
That is such an interesting, this is interesting in so many ways. Number one, he has infinite health. And so, he can just tank damage for the whole, like, it will not affect anything. Then when his energy depletes, he will obviously die, and then he will have to recharge energy, and then he'll respawn and keep doing his thing. This is useful for AFK stages where you need another, for example, summon target. Like, for example, even in Damien type, in the high deficit Damien stages, he sometimes blows up, deals massive damage. If you could somehow manipulate that and have him blow up into this infinite health tank, there's a lot of value there. So this is already, I'm really looking like this is a very interesting first skill. And let's go ahead and continue.
Full again, it returns to combat. When casting his ultimate again, Laios recovers a large amount of energy for Kensuke and grants control immunity and increased attack speed to Kensuke.
Okay, so I was hoping for some sort of crowd control, like a stun or something, but it is not that. If he's going to recast his ultimate, then it is just going to power up the living armor Kensuke, and that is going to give attack speed, control immunity, and a high amount of energy so that he doesn't die so soon, because when his energy is depleted, that is when he dies. Okay, I mean, interesting, but I mean the attack speed, control immunity, that probably isn't going to really help even for AFK stages. I doubt the damage is going to be very high. But it's nice that he's somehow assumed a position where he's actually tanking and Laios is safe in the back.
Kensuke has high perception and can quickly notify the team of impending danger. Besides summoning the living armor, Laios has another talent.
Oh yes, look at that. We have the stun, right? Laios spreads his, and this is on a skill, so this would be on a cooldown. Laios spreads his limbs to appear larger and lets out an intimidating roar. Enemies in front of him within range become confused, unable to move or act, and suffer a reduction in both physical defense and magical defense for a certain period of time. If the targets are monsters, the confusion effect lasts longer. This is very strong. Like, even for Supreme Arena, like, crowd control is always great, but it is not going to last for as long. But if the targets are monsters, like in AFK stages, the confusion effect is going to last even longer. And that is crazy. Like, and this is on a skill. Who knows what the cooldown is? If this is on a low cooldown, imagine the crowd control, and that's exactly what you want for AFK stages. So already he's looking like probably going to be good for AFK stages. And then he also has a defense shred. He reduces the physical and magical defense of enemies.
We can call it that. Stretching out his limbs, Laios makes himself appear larger and shouts to intimidate the enemy. Enemies in front of him become confused. They can't move or act, and their physical defense and magic defense are reduced. If the targets are monsters, the confusion effect lasts even longer. I'm sure Marcel and other...
When is it gonna end? Did you see the duration of this? Against actual enemies, it is not that high, right? Like, and maybe what it seemed like 2 to 3 seconds, but this against these monsters, it's seeming like 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Members of their party know this trick all too well.
And he just cycles it right back. What? Watch this again. Watch this again and tell me it's not broken.
Magic defense are reduced. If the targets are monsters, the confusion effect lasts even longer. I'm sure Marcel and other members of their party know this trick all.
Look at that. They get one attack in, and then they're going to be confused for another 5 seconds or something. So against monsters, this is absolutely broken. If they're crowd controllable. If they're non-crowd controllable monsters, then of course this is not going to affect them. But yeah, this is looking really crazy.
Too well. Whenever an enemy monster is defeated, Laios collects an ingredient from it and recovers energy and health. He cooks these collected ingredients on the spot, providing buffs to nearby allies.
Wow. He is also going to be a buffer. Looks like attack buff right here. However, I mean, killing an enemy to trigger this is very awkward, because like in AFK stages, when you've already killed an enemy, you're probably on the verge of winning at that point. Because like you're AoE nuking the entire enemy team. So it is awkward for that. For PvP, I mean, I don't know how impactful these buffs are gonna be. Overall, this is interesting. One other thing I need to talk about in the previous skill, Intimidation. We don't know the range of this, right? Like, it could only be, you know, one tile range, like adjacent enemies only, in which case it would not be as, but like in AFK stages, you group up everyone with like Mihira, Iron, they're all grouped up, so probably he'll be able to chain crowd control enemies with this. But yeah, Dungeon Gourmet, it's an interesting skill, but like for boss content, obviously it's useless because you're never going to kill an enemy. You're only going to get this buff value after you kill someone.
On the spot, providing buffs to nearby allies. When Dungeon Gourmet is actively used, his cooked meal will randomly grant an extra buff for each ingredient he collects, up to a certain limit. Notably, when Marcel receives the meal buff, she recovers extra energy.
Okay, so there's going to be added synergy between Laios and Marcel. She's going to have additional energy recovery when she receives a buff from Laios, but again, it needs to have killed an enemy target to even trigger this.
After unlocking his exclusive skill, Laios will show us his prized possession, the Dungeon Gourmet Guide. When a battle starts, if there are any monsters among the enemies, Laios will take out the guide and start analyzing the monsters to make them drop more ingredients. Each monster will prematurely drop an extra ingredient the first time it loses a certain percentage of its max health.
Okay, so I mean, again, I think this is mainly only for AFK stages, but it's more useful at least when you've gotten a certain amount of health dealt to the target. Then you're going to get your ingredients, so your ingredients are going to come earlier and buff up your team earlier. So obviously there is a big advantage of that. In Dream Realm boss, I think, I don't know, because again, like if you're in an endless boss or even pre-endless, to take a certain percentage of the boss's health is going to take a while, but the boss should maybe qualify as a monster. I don't know. So maybe he could even buff somewhat in Dream Realm, but probably not that much. Okay, so this is interesting.
It seems Laios is going to be busy again. To sum it up, this experienced party leader can summon a living armor controlled by Kensuke. He has surprising talents, like spreading his limbs to intimidate and confuse enemies.
This is my favorite skill of his. This crowd control, confusion. That is very powerful. For AFK stages, is probably going to be essential, especially onto enemy monsters, right?
And Laios has a knack for analyzing monsters to make them drop more ingredients. He can then prepare dishes with those ingredients to provide buffs for himself and allies. Oh no! Another horde of monsters is approaching! Laios should be used to situations like this. Oh! he's running straight toward the monsters. Watch as Laios summons living armor controlled by Kensuke, providing solid frontline.
Yeah, you can see the confusion here is only in a one tile adjacent, basically radius to him, because even the other frontline target on the left was not confused by this. So, yeah, but if you group up the entire enemy, like we said, with Iron, Mihira type combos, then you're still going to get a lot of value from Laios.
Defense. Then, he keeps collecting ingredients from the monsters, cooking meals that grant buffs to his allies.
It's interesting how Kensuke has walked all the way to the back line. I guess it was the nearest target after this target was eliminated.
After enjoying the delicious food, the team's combat power surges, allowing them to take down the monsters with ease. No monster can escape Laios' stomach. The situation is resolved. However, it seems like I saw Marcel frowning while eating strange food. But according to Laios, she's just being picky. Nothing to worry about, I guess.
Okay guys, so there we have it. We're going to be getting these collab heroes in only 5 days from right now. And Laios looks pretty interesting for AFK stages. I think that his confusion ability is very strong, as well as the fact that he can summon the living armor, which can act as like kind of a summon, which maybe you can use to manipulate and basically take the damage from an enemy Damien like cart explosion. That's what I'm thinking right now. Apart from that, he does also have some way of buffing your allies when enemies take a certain percentage of health damage, which is interesting. I think overall I am just more excited about Laios compared to Marcel. I feel like Laios may have meta usage for AFK stages, but Marcel seems to be kind of more niche hero that honestly, they do have some synergy with each other, like all the collab heroes have. Even Natsu and Lucy have synergy. But you know, in AFK stage records, whenever you're using Lucy, you never use Natsu. Natsu is not used just for the synergy that they have. It's not worth it. And I think it's probably going to be the same thing here. That if maybe Laios will be good enough for some AFK stages, he may be run. But I think Marcel probably is not going to be good enough. So that's basically the thing. Let me just go back to his ultimate ability. I think he needs to cast his ultimate, right? So some of the slow moves sort of aren't with infinite health. Limar stars. Is this just a passive? Is this just passively at the beginning of battle? Let's see what happens.
His ultimate allows him to summon a living armor.
See, I can't tell whether he needs to summon him at the beginning of battle, like with an ultimate, or what is going on, or if it's like passively immediately summoned right at the beginning of the battle, and then for follow-up summons you need to cast your... Well, no, wait. When he casts his ultimate, living armor loses energy, at 0 energy armor crumbles, and regains energy each second, and returns into combat. Oh, I think you don't need to cast Laios' ultimate, right? Because when he casts his ultimate, it just boosts the attack speed and stuff of this guy. Like, look at this.
It returns to combat. When casting his ultimate again, Laios recovers. When
casting the skill again. So do you need that for... Maybe you need that first initial ultimate cast to get him to summon to begin with. Like, you know, we have Lucy. She needs the initial cast to get Aquarius onto the field. It may be the same for Laios. We don't know if he's starting with pre-fill energy or what's going on. But yeah, maybe we can go back to here, to this team synergy, and see. Okay, look at this. Okay, so I didn't even notice this, but Laios is gonna start with 1,000 full pre-fill energy. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Horde of monsters is
and
approaching.
So he's gonna immediately... He needs to run into range of a target, and then he will cast his ultimate. So maybe it's not 1,000 energy. Maybe it's 950 energy.
Laios should be used to situations like this.
No, or maybe he just instantly cast. Maybe it's just because this was on manual battle. That's why he didn't cast right away. Interesting. So he actually begins with maybe 1,000 pre-fill energy, which is insane. He's basically going to be like an Iron. He's going to be like Lucy doesn't even begin with 1,000 pre-fill energy. So you'll be able to immediately cast ultimate and also maybe take an enemy Lily May interruption, things like that. So that even adds more value. So overall, yeah, I'm a big fan of Laios. I think he's definitely the one I have my eyes on out of the two of them. I think that Marcel probably is just going to be niche and not very needed. Those are my thoughts. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.